do you know who is speaking? The Attorney General. The Article 88 creature in the Constitution. The one supposed to administer justice and fair play. So that was very distasteful. And now we are in the court. But let me tell you one of the things which happened also. The theatrics did not start with the Attorney General. Can you imagine that a security couple of the realm called Ghana comes to Ghana through Kotoka International Airport, not through the bush, and he's supposed to be prosecuted or investigated? And then when he's in the airport, they put a handcuff on his hand like a common criminal. All that I've come to know is that when you say you are investigating somebody, a phone call, oh, yes, Kwabena Dubuain, Yoko would want you to come over tomorrow for us to start an investigation. You may come with your lawyer, and the time scheduled you for the interrogation is 1 p.m.
We'll go into that as regards why the Attorney General, based on the Attorney General's own words, why he chose to use that avenue. Well, he was arrested by Yoko at the Kotoka International Airport. But back to my question about whether or not the revelation from the Attorney General shocked you as a person that an individual would have as much as that amount of money transferred into his private account.
But it's all bogus. I have to tell you that if you pay regard to what they were trying to say, they didn't even understand why the account was open. There's a clear indication that the money was coming from the operational account of the national security, and they wanted to do operations via accounts they opened. So you could see a letter originating from the then national security and the coordinator, chairman, to Advantage Solutions, that they should open the account so that they do what they do.
So the point was, and the contract was with an Israeli company, why not transfer directly from the National Signals Bureau account into that account? And again, the allegation is that instead of the 49 million Ghana cedis, your client transferred just 1 point something, and the rest they couldn't trace it. It was rather transferred into his private account. That was the basis.
You see, do you know who should come and interpret this? Kandapa. So when you sit down there and you are wise after the event, this is what you think you should do. But do you know what they were trying to do with the operational account? Have you heard anywhere in the world that people will discuss operational accounts of national security? Are you not going to educate the national security? Why didn't you go X or Y? What kind of indiscretion is that?
I'm sure you want to ensure that your client gets a favorable ruling, as it were, or judgment from the court. Have you spoken to the former National Security Minister, Kandapa, yourself?
I have. Why not? He's a very critical individual in the matter.
And he has explained to you why your client did what he did?
Yes.
And you think that is justifiable?
Why not justifiable? Right now, who should be the complainant? Is it not Kandapa who should say that Dubuain was a rogue, security operative, and while I was there, he was stealing money? And now you come in there, you want to do your final post-mortem, as if you want to second-guess Kandapa.
But won't that implicate him? Because if you look at the National Signals Bureau, it works with the National Security Council.
Look, can you divorce the Signal Bureau from the Minister for National Security? Can you divorce that office? Do you know the one who superintends over all the affairs of national security? He's a minister. This is just, excuse me to say, an appendage of the system. So you think the minister is deprived of power to superintend Kwabena Dubuain?
Let me get you correctly. Are you directly saying that if Dubuain is being tried, perhaps Kandapa should also be interrogated in the midst of this because everything was done in conjunction with his office?
You see, don't you think the investigation is sitting upside down, that you wouldn't want to call Kandapa first? In fact, the first prosecution witness, if this is a crime, should be Kandapa.
How do you know the Attorney General doesn't have it in its pocket, as it were, to call Kandapa?
But the trial is on. They've said they are holding 3 witnesses. We know the witnesses. Kandapa is not one of them.
You talked about, and so you're challenging the Attorney General to call Kandapa if indeed he wants to have a proper case. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I wouldn't want to tell you the tactics I will use, but whoever should exonerate Kwabena Dubuahin, I'll call to come and exonerate him if we come to that point.
You talked about the fact that the approach the Attorney General used in arresting your client, you describe him as a senior national security couple. That's what you said.
That is who he is.
And he shouldn't have been arrested at the Kotoka International Airport like he did. Let me read to you a bit of what the Attorney General said in that press conference. He said that your client seemed to throw dust into the eyes of investigators by buying tickets to UK and then to Dubai, and suspecting surveillance put a stop order was placed, leading to him being arrested. How do you interpret that?
Does it make sense to you that a man is playing with tickets to avoid arrest? Then he comes into the Ghanaian space. I mean, that's an absurdity. The man who is trying to run away from justice comes into a place where he can be arrested.
The interpretation is that I've traveled, and so your attention will not be on the fact that I'm even back in the country.
But why did he come to Kotoka International Airport? Preposterous. Why did he? The man who is hiding his travel itinerary from the investigators of this realm now comes to Kotoka International Airport, not via a canoe, but an aeroplane.
You're not worried about the allegation by the Attorney General that your client tried to swindle authorities by, confusing his whereabouts?
He is rather probably confused. But I don't see any sane man who is being chased by national security or security forces, and then all that he does is to come into the space where he can be arrested. You understand the people who are trying to run away from justice? They don't show up. They are in foreign climes. Who will buy a ticket that, I'm coming to be arrested? Let's be real. These are the kind of things that if you can, you get your own, choreographed press conference, so journalists will not critique the rationality of what we are saying. It will pass.
I know we are not talking about the former finance minister, but I don't know, when you mentioned the bit that those who are trying to run away from justice, they will not even show up. Are you trying to bring?
No, I'm not casting any insinuations at all, and I'm not intimating that that's him. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that if you want to rationalize a scenario of a man who knows that is being pursued by the security forces, and then he's using air tickets to confuse them. The self-same man who is trying to hide his itinerary from Yoko or whatever institution comes to Ghana through the Kotoka International Airport. Doesn't that sound absurd to you? Why would he do that?
Not wanting to stay too long on this, but do you disagree with a claim by the state, of course, represented by the Attorney General, which I mentioned even in my intro, that your client, Mr. Kwabena Dubuahin, transferred 49 CDs from the National Signals Bureau's account to a private BNC's account for onward payment, and I just mentioned earlier, to the Israeli company that NSB had a contract with, but only $1.7 million. That's approximately 9.5 CDs, I believe, at the rate of the time the calculation was done, and the rest used by your client and the second accused, which supposedly is his wife that you represent.
It's painful to come to terms with some of these things. I'll try to be factual, not to run commentary on the matters pending before God. Let me tell you something which is very absurd. Kwabena Dubuahin could not transfer money from the operational account of the national security into his private account. It was the national security coordinator who, in trying to do undercover operations, transferred the money and even gave the letter for the opening of the account so that they have the private BNC account. Today, as we are talking, we might have heard President Mahama say that now they have security, gadgets to track people, who do all kinds of things.
The IPS of individuals, yes.
That's the cyber security equipment, which is right with this national security, and they are using it.
What has that got to do with the accusations against your client?
That means he's bankrupt. The very machine that they said the man never brought into the realm is here. They are using it. And then we have concrete evidence from the Israeli company that there's even a service contract that they are continuing to service the machine.
But I think the allegation is centered on the fact that you talked about 49 million Ghana cedis and you transferred 1.7.
They are second guessing what the national security did. The national security did what they were supposed to do. So the national security could even commandeer $1 million into an account and they decide how they spend it.
You talked about the fact that the National Signals Bureau wanted to have this as a covert operation. Sending money directly to an Israeli cybersecurity company, does it reveal anything that that's what you are looking for?
They call it decoys, madam, if you understand decoy. So people would think that, oh, this is an ordinary importation, but not knowing that it's a national importation. So sometimes they can use decoys to take attention from, what is normal, but there's an undercover understanding. So we shouldn't sit down here and say that this is how we would have done it. We have never been in that space. And we don't understand what informed the decision for Treme to open that account.
Ms. Atta Akyea, would you say that you and your client will be able to account for the 39 million Ghana cedis that the Attorney General is alleging was transferred into private accounts used for private purposes? Are you able to account for that before the court?
I could tell you that everything can be accounted for, to the shock of most Ghanaians. But you know what? These are national security expenditures, and in good time, we'll see how it will be accounted for.
Are you going to account for it?
Why not? And let me tell you that who is this national security operative couple who wants to steal money via a bank? Let's get some common sense. Who is that? Who's going to do that? That today, national security man says that, look, I want to steal money, but the money I'll steal it from a bank. How can we do that?
Your client is being tried.
Yes.
For his operations within a particular period of time.
Yes.
Why did you find it necessary to ask the court to compel whichever institution, i.e. the national security, to reveal its transactional details from 1992 to date?
To expose the bankruptcy of understanding of those who are prosecuting him. Because there's a pattern of national security. So that people will see that, oh, this is what they do. And you go back and find out that the national security has been using all manner of means in the operation. So that this is not new. That's what we were trying to do. And unfortunately, the judge blocked it.
You've admitted in this interview that the national security wants to use decoys in its operations. If indeed that is the case, then there was no point asking for the national security to review its transactional financial activities when you know that that is also supposed to be protected.
But they don't want to protect that. They know that they should go and do indoor investigations because it's national security. They should, even if they have dirty linen, they don't watch it in public. So if the man stands and the wife, they stand on the verge of going to jail, that every arsenal they have, even if it means that, oh, let's go and resurrect Kojo Chikata of old to come and explain that what you are trying to do is so mundane. And by operations of the national security, there's nothing criminal about it. You use every arsenal we have to expose the innocence of our client.
But that is exposing the national security apparatus. You're protecting your client to the detriment of the country's national security.
I think this should be addressed to the Attorney General, who thought that you should go to the press and blow national security.
But you asked for the document from the national security.
When they have a noose around our neck, and we have exculpatory evidence that will show the innocence of our client, and we stay aloof, so that if they don't respect national security, where do we stand?
And it is based on that same exculpatory evidence that the Attorney General or the court rejected it. And I know you're appealing that.
We have appealed it.
You have appealed it, which is why you're asking the court to halt proceedings until you have the result of the appeals court. But the fact that the Attorney General or the state feels that you want evidence from me to exonerate your client, I won't give you. Shouldn't that tell you that perhaps you're not asking for what you need to ask for?
Madam, it's not that Governor Dubuahin and Angela is asking for too much. The law says so. Article 19 talks about exculpatory evidence, that a man should be given the facilities for him to defend himself. And if we have anything in the hand of the prosecutor or agencies under the state, they should surrender those things so that an innocent person will go to jail. So exculpatory evidence is not the invention of Cabinet Dubois. It's in the law.
What will you do if on the 17th of October, the court rules against what you have, requested for?
Ma'am, I advise myself. I wouldn't want to second guess what the judge would do because that's not the professional thing to do. But at every turn, I will advise myself in accordance with the law. That's what I'm going to do.
The Attorney General, Justice Shremsai, has accused you of, and I'm quoting him here, throwing the matters in the case to the media and putting pressure on the case. How do you respond to that?
You see, there is a very unfortunate situation we find ourselves in, that if they could get hirelings, and if we are following the media space, to even throw dirt on Cabinet Dubois, that this guy is in the car stealing business, this guy is even been hiring nude dancers, and all kinds of crazy things they are trying to put in the public space. That should go. Honorable Shremsai has not had, if you like, the moral courage to say that. Why are you besmearing a man when we are trying him? It doesn't minister to him at all. And therefore, we are the dummies. We should keep quiet when they are throwing the feces at us. We shouldn't say anything. Why should we permit that?
Is there an indirect way from your side of courting public opinion instead of following through with the court based on the allegation of the Attorney General against you?
I didn't see even the basis of the allegation of the Attorney General. How can I bring any pressure to bear on the judge? How am I going to do it? Understand? If anybody is press shy, they started it. Madam, I've told you something. Joe Randolph has been an Attorney General before. Nana Jogate, Ayuko. I've never seen an Attorney General who believes that theatrics is equal to competence. If you are strong in the law, you go to the law court. You don't try to entertain the press. But when they say bring the proof, can you imagine that somebody says there is an account, the private B&C account, the proceeds of the so-called crime, and they used the money to purchase property in the United Kingdom. Now the man says that, can you make disclosures as to who the vendor of the property in the UK is? How much did it cost? And when was it bought by Dubois? Can we see the nexus between the private B&C account, the receptacle of the crime, and the acquisition of the property? And the Attorney General is running away from it.
The state is claiming that it has all the documents for this prosecution.
Oh my God and King. There's even embarrassment concerning, documents that they will take part of the document away. The B&C, private B&C account, missing pages in the account. And the man you want to jail says that, look, why are you trying to hide the evidence? Can I have the evidence for me to prove my innocence? And no. And that's why we are in the Court of Appeal and we're going to pursue it.
You claim that the Attorney General has been using theatrics and, of course, the media to disseminate information about somebody who is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. How are you picking this up with the AG that, per your claim, what he's doing is wrong? He's prosecuting your client in the Court of Public Opinion.
We're very nervous about engagements with Attorney General. Although both Attorney Generals, the Attorney General substantive and the deputy, they are all my juniors at the bar. I look petite, but I'm not young at the bar. We are good friends. The genuine reason why we can't, cross-fertilize is interpretations. That people go and say, oh, look at Atta Akyea, trying to influence the Attorney General when the case is pending. But for that, they are all aware. And they are both professionals.
But if you claim that he's prosecuting your client, you should pick it up.
Well, I know what to do. And some people who are now talking about this case in the public space, they want to besmear Dubois and the wife and people with the towels around their bodies that nearly fell and all the kind of things they are experiencing. I know what to do.
So you are threatening to sue those who are perhaps also having prejudicial comments about the case.
I'll deal with them in accordance with law. It's
You're
not a
going to
threat.
sue them.
I'll deal with them seriously.
What does dealing with them mean?
It means that I'm going to use the law against them so they shut their mouth, so that they won't use the media space to pronounce a man guilty before the court does its work. It's an aberration. We should stop.
When do you intend to do that?
Very soon.
The Attorney General, as in the Deputy AG, is also asking for speedy trial and daily hearings. What do you think about that?
Madam, I've never seen anything as cruel as that request, that he wants a day-to-day hearing of the case when the ammunition of the accused persons are denied them. The exculpatory evidence. The evidence that said, look, if you brought me this evidence, I'll shoot down your case. And if the case is not shut down, when you do a submission of no case, say you have a case to answer, you put together a credible defense. How can you disarm a man with the evidence he's going to use in the case and say that, oh, I will do the case day to day. I'll finish the case and block the evidence.
You call that cruel?
Oh, it's horrendous. I've never seen anything which is an aberration more than this.
But I thought the desire of every lawyer was to ensure that the case of his clients run very speedily.
You see, when it comes to criminal justice, you understand, Article 19 is very concrete and sure that give the accused persons the facilities. And what are the facilities? Exculpatory evidence. It's been interpreted in the Bafuboni case, and if there's a practice direction to that effect. So let me tell you why I thought this is very cruel. If you said, I will not give you the exculpatory evidence, nevertheless, I'll go ahead and do a day-to-day trial, so I send you to jail. Do you know what you are doing? You are subverting the course of justice. You are doing evidence gagging. You are hiding what will aid the accused person. And that's not law. That's a slaughterhouse. If you went ahead and you said, okay, I have good things about it. Today, I'm telling you that we have it as evidence that the so-called cybersecurity gadget, even the president referenced it in terms of the
IPS of individuals.
Yes, it's sitting there. And then in your charge sheet, you say that it was never supplied. What are you doing as an Attorney General? You know it's been supplied. Do you want to falsify evidence against an innocent man so he goes to jail? Is that justice?
That might be one part of it. The other part is what I mentioned to you earlier, which you're aware of, about the amount of money that was transferred to a supposed private account and how you intend to account for it.
My sister, Kwabena Dubuahen is not a novice. In the national security space, he's one of the seasoned men, and he will not steal via a bank account. That's how juvenile the scenario is. Why would he do that? And everything national security is doing, when you get into the proper space, it will show. It should be kind of part telling the whole world that when I was a national minister, Kwabena Dubuahen cleverly opened a private account and stole money, and he used the monies for his private purposes. Now they say, you are alleging that he used the money for a private purpose. Can we have evidence how he took money from the private BNC account and bought a house in London? They don't have it.
If I'm taking what you're saying for it, then it means that indirectly the Attorney General may be considering Kandapa as a complicit because it was in conjunction with the National Security Council.
It's his decision to do what he wants to do. But I'm saying that I do not see how anybody can separate Kandapa from what is going on. Because you see, the so-called shenanigans, was done under Kandapa when he was the Minister for National Security. So it is Kandapa who should say that, look, on my blind side, a private account was open and somebody siphoned money from it. Not that, what is going on via Yoko.
I want to find out from you, the court is currently on legal vacation, right?
That is so.
And your appeal has not even been looked at yet.
Yes, please.
So what do you expect from the appeal, and indeed which would have rippling effects one way or the other on that substantive case, which is expected on the 17th of October.
I'm so glad you are so intelligent. You're talking like a lawyer. You see what is happening? We filed a motion for stay of proceedings pending appeal. What is appeal about? We have been deprived of exculpatory evidence. We've been stripped of the weapons of our warfare. And therefore, we don't see how this trial should continue. So the judge should stay proceedings. And let's see what the three wise men will say before we continue. And that is what a judge will look at. That given all that there is, people have been stripped of what they would need to defend themselves. You want to continue nevertheless? You deny a man his evidence which shows his innocence. What are you trying to do?
I want to move on. Do you have any final word on this? Because I want to move to the NPP.
I have to tell you the truth, that if the Attorney General believes he has an iron cast case, as he told the press, then why is he running away from bringing to us the exculpatory evidence?
It already said that it has the documents. I believe he wants to give it to the court.
But the court will not have any need of the documents. We will have to use the documents to shoot down and contradict the prosecution case, and also to strengthen our case, if we should come to that.
Is that your final word on the Edubanya case? I want to move to the NPP. Are you happy with the current state of the party that you've been with for a very long time?
Well, what is happening in the party? Now they are looking for a flag bearer. That is what is happening in the party. Sometimes they should flip the argument. And if President Mahama is no longer the president, you have a similar scenario in NDC. That's what happens.
Did the NDC experience that in the 8 years of being in opposition?
I don't know, because they have a leader.
But you are in this country.
Yes, I'm saying that they have a leader. They have somebody that they say that this is a man who should go. We don't have it. So right now, what you are seeing is the normal political dynamics where people are competing for the flag bearership.
But shouldn't you be worried? Because we've had some of the flag bearer aspirants accusing the party executives of trying to project one candidate against others. One of the individuals who's spoken, for instance, is Kennedy Japan.
Well, the executives of MPP, how many are they? Go and romance the crowd and win. What are they going to do? What is the executive of MPP going to do in the final outcome of who becomes a flag bearer? I don't get it. The executive of MPP, they are not 50. They are not all over the country.
So the point you're making is?
The point I'm making is that if you believe you are the most credible candidate to become the flag bearer of MPP, people should tone down things which are not right and go on the ground and campaign.
Which of the candidates is your pick?
I've told the whole world, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia is my candidate.
And that is the candidate people feel that the party is pushing for. And
How
they feel
are
it's
they pushing?
unfair on them.
What is unfair on them? Has anybody blocked them from going to campaign on the ground? Is there any blockade in terms of going to Tamale, Chibi, Apapem, and places to go and say that you are the ones going to elect the flag bearer? They call them the delegates. Has anybody put the delegates under lock and key? So what they are trying to project is unfounded.
The CDD is quite unhappy with what it calls the monetization of our politics in Ghana. Why is the MPP asking 4 million Ghana cedis from candidates for party development, in addition to the other amount of monies that you're asking the flag bearers to pay? That's like it goes to the highest bidder.
It's not like that. When you elect, I want to lead a party, your tentacles should be wide and deep. So therefore, your constituency, the people who believe in you, that you should be the flag bearer, if they can't give you $4 million, 4 million seats, then don't start.
Are you not destroying Ghana's democracy through that?
But who tells you that you run such a program in which the party has to be resolved? Don't you think the party is trying to raise money that, oh, you say you want to lead a party, you must have a very large constituency. So therefore, those who believe in you, let everybody give you 5,000 Ghana cedis. Wouldn't it be more than the 4 million Ghana cedis people are talking about? But if you can't raise that money, how can you aid yourself.
The risk is that you're monetizing politics.
I don't believe so at all. If you are in opposition, you raise money. So it's a sensible way to raise money. But if a man says he's credible and people should vote him as a flag bearer, and he can't raise 4 million Ghana cedis, that means he doesn't count. He's not even influential. Who is telling you that you are the one going to pay the money? So you have your whole army of followers and say, look, because you believe in me, can you dole me out 10,000? Atta Akyea can dole somebody at 10,000. And if everybody is topping...
Cedis or dollars?
Cedis. If everybody is topping the money, what is 4 million Ghana cedis? You see, it's a self-indicting when you say you can't raise 4 billion Ghana cedis, but I want to be the flag bearer of MPP.
Do I hear you say indirectly that you don't see absolutely anything wrong with whatever is happening in the party?
No, it's normal. I've told you, today, if there is even a seat of a chief anywhere in the world, the royals will fight for position. But let me guess what happened. Immediately they bring the flag bearer, everybody now sees that this is the arrowhead of the war. Everybody will come around him. He unites them. And there's a united front. You think it's very cool in NDC. See if there is no head of NDC and the kind of internecine warfare you will see. It will blow your mind. Even as we're talking now, people are angling that President Mahama should be out of the way, so they come.
Who told you that?
I know that because I'm a politician. I know the heartbeat of men. They are always hungry for power. You find it anywhere in the world. People should not specialize the troubles of MPP. What is in NDC might be worse if Mahama is not there.
What is in NDC might be worse if Mahama is not there. You don't see anything wrong with what's happening within the party, but some elders have expressed concern, including former President Kufuor. I recently spoke to Kwame Pianim, who is one of the elders of the NPP, and he feels the young ones are not listening and they are driving the party into a ditch. In fact, he said that if you don't take care, NPP will become as irrelevant in Ghana's politics as the CPP has become.
God will not honor his prophecy. Dr. J.B. Dankwa went to Sawan prisons. He paid the ultimate price. This party has spiritual roots, and nothing can destroy, MPP. Such things, I don't believe even they should talk about. What they should talk about is that, would you want to play down on acerbic language, toxic language, insults, roll out your programs? Don't insult Kenneth Yohine Japan. Why are you insulting him? Don't insult Dr. Mahaudu Bamia. Don't insult Brian Achampong. But what you know to do best, let people know. And rein in your followers so that they don't misbehave.
But you should be, I'm glad you talked about Brian Achampong. You should be concerned about the inflammatory language he uses.
Well, I've not paid too much attention, but I could tell you on top of my head that all those who specialize in insults, they will lose. What will romance the ground are your solid ideas.
It's not about
your track record, what you can do for them. I mean, what is the dividend in running down your neighbor so you get significance? You think you can lower somebody so you become big?
So
it doesn't work.
With Brian Achampong, for instance, what people are concerned about is how he talks and people feel that he's instigating violence.
Well, I have not followed the kind of posture of Brian Achampong, but if that's what's going on, and it's my friend and my brother.
I'm surprised you haven't.
Well, because I have not seen serious activities going on. Sometimes they gather people and they talk. I don't see people now saying that these are my ideas. I am the future of MPP. This is what I'm going to roll out. As for those kind of considerations of trying to insult this person, trying to lower this person, I can say that will be their burial ground. If there's a flag bearer who has specialized in insults, I don't think he will rise beyond what he's doing.
And you're confident that the MPP would come back in 2028?
By the power of God Almighty, and given what we are seeing, it's not easy. But for the first time, I heard somebody say that, oh, you know why the dollar, was going that way? It's because of Bank of Ghana. So now let's leave Bank of Ghana to not to interfere with the economy. I said, oh, so this one was fake. And people were clapping. We are in town. When we came in here, now the dollar is now 10 to, I said, oh my God.
Mr. Atta Akyea, I want it to be dishonest on your part to say that because the NDC came to meet almost 17 cedis per dollar. Yes, took it to 10, now it's risen to above 12.
I'm not being dishonest. If you say you don't pay contractors, the government owes contractors to its neck, and therefore let's create an artificial physical space. What do you expect? You know that people are now crying because they took bank loans and roll out projects for the benefit of the government, and they are not being paid. That is an artificial economy, is that not? When we are not spending, that's an artificial economy. Is that not so?
You seem to be indirectly assessing the Mahama administration, but I'll still ask you what will be your general assessment, because a number of Ghanaians seem to score him high.
Well, I am very concerned about the rule of law. I don't see it. Today, people are being stampeded. Even now, I'm of the view that some of the matters that they are dealing with Yoko has no mandate to do what they are doing.
Like which ones?
How can you say that somebody is, dealing with cars, and that should be the remit of Yoko? It's the Interpol, CID. Because
Are you talking about the Shatawale issue?
All those issues. What for? Now you want to reduce Yoko to the CID. Yoko deals with matters involving the state. So people have ripped off the state.
But I'm sure you know the circumstances surrounding Shatawale's car.
I know. Well, it's a private thing. If Shatawale bought a car from America, it was a stolen vehicle, it is not Yoko that follows a private man's car. It's not a government car, but Interpol. If you know where Interpol is, CID headquarters, they will be given the alert that somebody has brought in a very expensive car. The car is stolen. And when they get the alert, the Interpol will follow.
Even when there was supposedly murder involved?
What murder was involved? And Yoko is now in the realm of murder. You know the ones who have been specialized to look at homicide and the rest of it. CID headquarters. So there's abuse of power when you see Yoko doing all manner of things and imprisoning people and hiking, bail terms and conditions,
So when I asked you about you assessing the Mahama government, you're talking about rule of law.
Yes.
Is that all you've got to say about his government?
I'm a bit skeptical about the fight against Galamsey. You understand? Because we were run down seriously that we were doing a lot of Galamsey. Now, I heard for the first time, and I was shocked to my soul, that, even if it's illegal, insofar as we could rake in $5 billion via the gold whatever agency. Gold board. And then we are making some money. So when we degrade the environment, and when we will soon be net importers of water, it's good for the president. So long as we are making some money.
Mr. Attakyea, I'm sure you've heard government officials, including the president himself, say that we should be able to distinguish between illegal mining and small-scale mining. Plus, even those that they felt were involved in illegal mining, if you remember the campaign period, we remember Professor Nana Jino saying that they were going to teach people to mine responsibly. You don't think that these are ways of trying to curb the situation or distinguish between illegal mining?
They've not started to teach anything. And you know that. And what they are saying is that bring us the gold, even if it's in the cemetery. That's what they are doing. And if all the rivers are messed up, we need the gold. So we cross $6 billion. We need the money, not to sanitize the environment. And guess what? If we are not careful, we'll be net importers of water because of the turbidity levels. We know that.
Do I hear you say indirectly that you feel that the Mahama administration perhaps is encouraging mining because all it's interested in is money?
Absolutely.
But you know the government will disagree with you on that.
Well, but on the president, yes, so. You didn't listen to the president.
What he said was that he wasn't comfortable declaring a national state of emergency, but rather the government is looking at exhausting all the process.
He said that, and that's not even my chief concern. My chief concern is that, look, insofar as some of the monies which are even illegal, if they are even it's illegal mining, and the monies come to the gold board. And recently we had $6 billion. It's a better arrangement. And if people do not have work to do, and then they are doing illegal mining, what do we do? And somebody posed a question. We don't have work to do, so armed robbery is good. The armed robbers could say, you know why we are doing armed robbery? We don't have any serious employment.
What do you expect the government to do when it comes to illegal mining, for instance?
Well, they should be serious about what they are saying. Understand? People are saying that the police wanted to give you a helping hand. And they said the police cannot be sure as to who is doing illegal mining and who is doing legitimate mining.
But the president explained why he disbanded the police team.
Did it sound right to you? That the police are so wayward, they don't know the difference between galamsey and valid mining. The police will just be wayward and go and be disturbing people. I don't believe so.
What specifically do you expect the president to do? You said that he decided not to declare a national state of emergency is not your concern.
It's not my concern, because he wouldn't do that. Because if he declares a state of emergency, the gold board will lose money. Do you know the meaning of the state of emergency? That means stop all this gold business. Nobody should go there. It's like a curfew.
His reason is that we haven't exhausted all the other processes.
What processes does he want to see again? Now your water is like what? He's seen everything. He's seen raw degradation of the environment.
What would you say to critics who would say that you were in government for 8 years? You didn't do anything about it. Do you have the moral right to question a government that has been in power for 8 years? Who tells you we didn't do anything about it? That's what critics say.
Yes, who tells you that? In fact, now people are saying that Akufo-Addo was more serious with galamsey than President Mahama.
But he put his presidency on the line, and people say that it didn't see
it tells you how endemic it is. And they said that, look, when they come in, they are going to do X, Y, Z. They've not done anything. And rather, indirectly, they are enjoying money over environmental degradation. And if you listen to the press conference of the president, it will not be lost on you at all that, we are raking in money. Why don't you pipe down on this galamsey matter so we get good money? I think that registered with you, or it didn't.
How do you assess the new IGP, Christian Teteyono? Well,
I think he's a very disciplined officer. He's been around for a long time. So far, so very good. I am of the view that they should give him space to take care of the internal security. You know, all the security apparatus should work with him. Because as for internal security, properly so-called, is the remit of the police.
But the NPP, the national organizer, Nana Boachi, is accusing him of using state resources to prosecute NPP people. And one of such reasons is Abronye, who has gone to say something and now is facing the law.
Well, whatever Abronye say, I am of the view, I'm not here to do an evaluation. You should go through the due process. For example, Mom, why do you want to remind a man for misdemeanor, insulting behavior? Well, what kind of thing? You see, then you want to show raw power.
Making a mountain out of a molehill, that's what you're saying.
Precisely. And then somebody too is in America. He even insulted Otunfo and my king, they were changing it. They gave him a VIP treatment and walk in this space. What hypocrisy is that?
But you do understand,
yes, please,
that the laws in jurisdictions are different.
No.
US and Ghana, they are different.
No, the bloke who was insulting people in the US walked in here. You didn't know? The man who could insult Otunfo and Ochehini free of charge is a pathetic hypocrisy that I don't understand.
Selective justice, you say?
That is what it is. So therefore, if Abronye is wayward, and I don't encourage waywardness in terms of his speeches, you should deal with him. I should be like, oh my God and King, a man is remanded.
What would you say to those who would say that perhaps it's the political nature of our system, because the NPP, when you were in power, NDC also accused you of saying?
What was it? Did Akufo-Addo say that I'm going to arrest somebody for, running his mouth? And when the man is running his mouth, and then the person should be remanded? So let's get the scenarios clear. Akufo-Addo gave space to free speech.
We had a number of people who faced the law because they spoke against the president.
Give me an example. Let me critique it. I don't know what you're talking about. If there is somebody who said he criticized Akufo-Addo, the next minute they picked him up and then he was remanded for criticizing Akufo-Addo, let me know.
I'll give you that in the course of this conversation that we are about wrapping up. But what's your thoughts as a lawyer on the removal of the Chief Justice?
Well, I think a lot of have been said about it, and I leave it to your judgment. But probably, if you want to come to terms with the verdict, then listen to the interview of former Chief Justice Sophia Kufu. And that's what I want to say, because at the end of the day, you understand, it should never be seen that I want my Chief Justice. Because a lot of people are making accusation that before you came to power, you said you clean up the judiciary. So is it in fulfillment of the clean up of the judiciary that this lady has been booted out? We leave it to Ghanaians to judge. I practice before the court, and I'm very careful not to be seen as if I'm fighting. I mean, some people who are in charge. But I could let you know that whatever it is, there are consequences.
There are consequences?
Yes.
What do you foresee?
Well, you get another person that, when I don't like this Chief Justice, I'll change the person. That's going to be a very vicious cycle, is that not so?
You talked about me giving you example of somebody who faced the law.
Yes.
And I'll just give you one. In 2023, and that's, we're wrapping up, exactly in May, a 40-year-old man was remanded into police custody by an Accra Circuit Court for insulting President Nana Akufo-Addo. How do you?
I don't know that. I don't know that 41-year-old
40-year-old.
Yes, 40-year-old man, what he did. Yeah. But here is a very serious political animal, Abronye. So maybe it's payback time, I don't know.
Your final word, sir.
Well, Ghana will succeed. I believe in the rule of law. Everybody should give the devil his due. And that is what I'm expecting for my client, Kwabena Dubois and the wife. Let justice be done, even if the heavens will cave in. It should never be said that they are trying to conceal evidence to get a man in prison. We should have justice delivery, not a slaughterhouse. That's what I'll say.
That reminds me, though, do you want to comment on one of your clients who decided to let go of you whilst in court? Do you want to talk about it?
Madam, I don't have a choice over the thinking of my client. If my client should say that she doesn't need me any longer, what should I say? You see, a lawyer should not force himself on the client. But the good news is that, here am I defending Kwabena Dubois and the wife and the fourth accused. So I don't know the permutations and what went through the mind of the third accused, but I don't hate her. It is her right to choose a lawyer as enshrined in the Constitution.
Mr. Atta Akyea, thank you so much for having this conversation with us.
I'm so enlightened by what you are doing, and you have a good brain. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So that's our conversation with former Member of Parliament for Abuakwa South. Until he exited, he held that position from 2008 and never allowed anybody in. And is the lead counsel for the accused, the former Director General of the National Signals Bureau, Kwabena Dubois. Thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. My name is Beatrice. Join us again next time.
Conversation there between Beatrice and someone, Atta Akyea there. Just before we draw the curtain on today's edition of New Day, we can do the birthdays now. Special happy birthday to all of you celebrating your day today. That will be coming up on the screen quite shortly. Let's celebrate all of you who are marking your milestones today. Madam Jemima Amate, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Mrs. Florence Na Jama Kote, God bless your new age. Na Ajeli, happy birthday to you. Mercy Atibiri, CEO of M1 Collection, happy birthday. And Max Bell Coleman, CEO of Max Bell Consults, happy birthday. Raphael Osei Bunso, Assistant Accountant at the Offensive College of Education, God bless you. That is coming from our colleague Roland Walker. Selina Inkum, may God's endless blessings shower you with love and joy. Albert Mensah Onuma of Ghana Cocoa Board, more wins ahead in grace and favor from Alfred Mensah Onuma. Flight Lieutenant Benedicta Edupaku of Ghana Air Force, God bless you from Roland Walker. Clara Mensah, God bless you from the Ado Minta family. Alice Tam Saki at Michelle Camp Barracks, God bless you with good health and long life from your family. Honorable Donatus Akamugre, Upper East Regional Minister from wife and loved ones. And Mr. Harry Hope, Biscoff of Hoheve, God richly bless you with long life and healthy life. And this is from Homcho Aka. May God bless you as well. Happy birthday to you from your siblings. And Susie Enyonam Kumoji, I wish you long life and prosperity from Godwin. Abidal Tiyumba Masmin, we wish you happiness and blessings from your friends and family. Ariela Awule, God bless you from your mother, Dorcas Edu. Bishop Kwesi Hills Jr. of Upper Room, Light Cathedral, God bless you, Papa. Pearl Na Lamile Mills, happy birthday. And SWO Sasa Wilson Richard, happy birthday to you. Neriana Odria Sowa, happy birthday to you as well. Harriet Na Jama Enum, happy birthday to you. Sefastete, happy birthday. And happy birthday to Eunice Ofoiwa Mensa. Or this year, Mrs. Lydia Akosia Entry Bonnie, happy birthday to you. Mona Lisa Etonam Achufri Ativo, special happy birthday to you. Mrs. Doris Jifa Godo, happy birthday as well. Benis Obenewa Aye, happy birthday to you. Annette, happy birthday to you as well. Lee J, special happy birthday to you. Evelyn Akpakla, God bless your new age. And Mr. Macdo Hanyabui, happy birthday from Cyril. Pearl Akwete, happy birthday to you as well. Dinah Aku Eleblu, happy birthday to you. And Ricky Sakite, happy birthday to you as well. And so happy birthday to all of you marking your day today, and for all who sent those messages. And thank you for staying with us all through this edition of New Day here on TV3. Do note that we'll be bringing you a live coverage of the Government Accountability series, just built to start in some 30 minutes time, where Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, will be addressing the nation on the developments in terms of Ghana's relation with other African countries and the world at large. I am Joseph Akable. Thank you so much for watching New Day. Stay tuned in. We have a lot other issues coming up on our coverage and on our show and on TV3 right here. Thank you so much.